Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sim. Thank you so much for the support. Hope you are great. I came across a video where this woman said that Black people are the most rate deceased people she has ever come across. Hear me out. Why did she say that? She said that because Black people said Juneteenth is for them, that other people shouldn't join them or shouldn't be celebrating it because it's Black holiday. And that is actually truth. Juneteenth is Black holiday. Now, let me tell you this. Every country in this world have their independence. I am an African woman, so let me give you a little bit example from African side. Nigerians, we got our independence in 1960, October 1st. Ghanaian also have the day they celebrate their independence. The same thing as Cameroonian and other countries, right? Juneteenth is meant for Black people to celebrate. Do you that mounted your camera to talk about Black people? Do you know why Black people are what they are celebrating on that Juneteenth? Because it looks like you do not know. Because if you know, you will mount that camera you mounted to talk rubbish. Because to me, I feel like you are not even making sense. You are just looking for a way to chastise Black people for no reason. If you live in United States and as a black person or as an African person, immigrant, right, and you probably choose to celebrate with them, you are celebrating them, but it is not your holiday. Understand it. It's so easy to understand. Enough of all this looking for a way to call them names. Let's get into this video.
I may get in trouble for saying this, but I'm going to say it anyway. I think that Black people are the most racist people in America. Somebody told me that they think that Donald Trump being in office is going to embolden white people and racism is going to come out of white people. But I think that Black people have already been emboldened over these last few years because they say the most racist things and apparently get away with it. Because I have been seeing Black people all on social media talking about Juneteenth is a Black holiday. Don't celebrate Juneteenth if you are white. Juneteenth is only for Black people. I always like to look at it from the side of, what if a white person said it? So what if a white person came on social media and said that don't celebrate this holiday unless you're white, because this holiday is only for white people? How would that sound if a white person said it? So if a white person can't get away with saying that about Black people, why is it that Black people can get away with saying some of the most racist things about white people?
Every damn year, Juneteenth comes around and white America acts like they were the heroes of the story. Liberals quote MLK Jr. like he didn't say, "I fear I am integrating my people into a burning house." Conservatives try to rewrite Malcolm X into some suit-wearing bootstrapper, like he didn't call out this country for being soaked in blood and built on white supremacy. It's the same tired performance. Cherry pick a quote, slap a hashtag on it, and pat yourself on the back for allyship. I'm gonna say this. Black people freed themselves. They weren't rescued. Nobody saved them. Folks rebelled. People escaped. Communities resisted. They fought back through revolts, through education, through organizing. Juneteenth didn't mark the end of slavery out of goodwill. It was a delayed tactic. Enslaved Black folks in Texas weren't told they were free until 2.5 years after the Emancipation Proclamation. Even then, it wasn't freedom, not real freedom. It was just a new kind of chain. And Abraham Lincoln, he wasn't some damn savior. Truth is, he wasn't even interested in Black liberation. The man said himself, if he could save the Union without freeing a single slave, he would. His proclamation was a war tactic. The 13th Amendment did not end slavery, it repackaged it. Read it. Except as punishment for a crime. That's the clause that turned prisons into plantations. Then came Jim Crow. And right now in 2025, we've got over 2 million people behind bars in the US. That's more than any other country on earth. Black folks make up almost 40% of that population. Meanwhile, they only make up 13% of the total US population. This ain't a coincidence. That's the system doing exactly what it was built to do: enslave by other means. And it doesn't stop there. The prison industrial complex is a business. Incarcerated people make license plates, fight wildfires, sew military uniforms, all for pennies, if anything. Meanwhile, corporations and government contractors get rich off of their labor. That is slavery, any which way you cut it. Absolutely, it is disproportionately targeting black people. It always has. Still, the system now feeds on the poor of every background: black, white, Asian, indigenous, Latino. You don't have to be black to be eaten alive by the machine. Understand, though, you can't talk about the machine without knowing who it was built to devour first. And don't confuse this for some feel-good progress story. Juneteenth isn't just about celebration. It's a call to action. Remember, every so-called gain has come with blood. Those black freedom fighters weren't given anything, they took it. And the fight ain't over. Not while we've got kids in cages, not as long as police departments get billions while schools and clinics crumble. Not when folks are dying in holding cells, still being worked like mules behind razor wire, still being treated like disposable parts in a country that never wanted them free. So what do? We build. Communities organize. Movements meet people where they are. We feed them, others teach. We protect each other. On Friday, July 12th, from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m., we're holding a liberation breakfast at Martin Luther King Jr. Park in Charleston, West Virginia. This ain't about a hot meal, just about a hot meal. It's about power. We'll be feeding our people, giving out groceries, Narcan, harm reduction supplies, tutoring resources, and teaching real community organizing. Conversations will include guerrilla gardening, community defense, survival strategies, and we'll open the mic for people to speak, because we're not waiting for permission or policy changes. Nobody here is begging for scraps. We are building the world we need right now. You want to honor Juneteenth? Want to fight the system that replaced the whip with a badge in a shack with a cell? Then show up. Be about more than just words. No matter how much they try to whitewash our movements or co-opt our heroes, the truth remains. If you're not ready to die for it, put the word freedom out of your mouth. Malcolm X said that. And we ain't just ready to die for it, we're ready to live for it. Ready to organize for it, rising with each other, feeding each other, fighting for each other. See you July 12th. Bring your people, bring your fire. You are not white. That word ain't heritage. It is not a bloodline. It is a lie. A made-up category designed to control you and pit you against your own damn class. White is a leash they tied around your neck and told you it meant you were better. Better than what? While you were dying in trenches, breaking your spine in steel mills, getting hooked on opioids in rural towns they left to rot, the people at the top were cashing checks with your blood on them. This ain't about being the master. You're the exploited, just like your great-grandparents were. Not a descendant of oppressors. You're the product of survival, of famine, of war, of mass migration, poverty, and labor camps. If you're Irish, they called your people dogs. Italian, your uncles were lynched and your churches were burned. Eastern European, you were seen as disposable factory meat. Nobody called you white back then. You were poor, dirty, foreign, and hated. So what changed? Power needed a buffer. Couldn't have poor people of every background rising up together. That's when they invented whiteness. Handed out just enough crumbs to make you think you weren't starving. Just enough rope to make you think you weren't hanging. It is a bribe, a scam. You traded your ancestors' names for a box on a census. Gave up solidarity for a seat in the waiting room of empire. What came of it? Wages that haven't kept up in 50 years, generational trauma, hollowed out towns, a healthcare system that'll let you bleed out in a waiting room, climate collapse surrounding you. Now they expect you to blame someone else just as broke and just as pissed off as you are? Nah, no more. Whiteness ain't real. The boot is. So is class. The top 1% of Americans now own more wealth than the bottom 90% combined. And they use race as a distraction while they rob you blind. Their goal is to make you fear your neighbor instead of the landlord evicting both of you. Stir up rage at the immigrant instead of the CEO that shipped your jobs overseas. Keep you punching sideways so they stay rich and we stay desperate. You ain't white. You're Appalachian, Irish, Italian, Polish, Hungarian, German. Descendant of people who fought, who were jailed, starved, beaten for daring to live free. Reclaim that. When we've actually won in this country, when we forced their hands to give us the 8-hour workday, civil rights, unions, voting rights, desegregation, it wasn't through whiteness. Those wins came through solidarity. Black, brown, broke, standing together, not bleeding each other dry, refusing to let the rich keep laughing while we collapse. You're not the enemy. You're the storm they fear. The fire they cannot extinguish once it catches. Burn the label. Rip it off like a scar. Not white. A badass descendant of rebels and workers and revolutionaries. And it's about damn time you started acting like it.
All the unrest in the United States right now is by design in order to create chaos. From chaos comes order, said Nietzsche. What kind of order is undetermined and not defined? So, when you create chaos, then you have to recreate a new order. Let's be honest about what we are. We are all our own little products, right? You have to know what kind of product you are. Let's be real about the American populace, even people that think they're active. Ultimately, we're sheep. We are sheep. Today in a meeting regarding marketing, right before I come to the United States to do my business, I explained, no, we can't do that with Americans. No, we don't do that with Americans. No, we can't. No, don't do that. This is how we advertise for Americans. Why? Because we are programmed to receive information. You don't even know that you're programmed to receive this information. You're unaware of it. People are like, oh, I'm worried about they're implanting something in my arm, or oh, my DNA, they're gonna get my DNA. No, they just want marketing information to sell you shit and control your mind even more. And we don't know it most of the time, that the reason they pick this color associated with this business, with this advertisement theme, is because your brain is programmed, years of media brainwashing and entertainment brainwashing, to see certain things and respond a certain way, right? That's what it is. What it is. Come to grips with that. That makes us sheep. That makes us very susceptible. That's what allows a man like Donald Trump to even get into office. Because you have some people who are so programmed to receive information a certain way, they won't even question it. So they're told Democrats are doing this and this and this, and Republicans are going to do that. And they ignore anything in front of them. because they receive the information a certain way. It's how their brain's been programmed to receive it. It's attached to them now. They've married it. And we're emotional as a society. We're a reactionary people. We are not a stoic people. So this entire thing that is existing right now in the United States is by design in order to create chaos, in order to create social unrest, so that measures can be taken. He's already pushed those measures, and thankfully, the United States of American governmental system, legislative system, judicial system, everything has managed to put blocks on most of the illegal things he's done. But he's done damage in doing them, and he's created unrest in doing them. But what we've seen is he is willing to push liberties to the end. I heard a guy saying, but you see Trump's doing good things. He removed the rainbow flags from this and that. I'm like, what? That's a good thing? You're allowed to walk down the streets of the United States with a Nazi flag. Are they banned? But you ban a rainbow flag, which just symbolizes somebody's freedom of choice and lifestyle? But Nazism is okay. But their brains have been programmed to not look at this and just understand this, attach yourself to this, and follow that. We need to grasp that, understand it, accept it, and change it within ourselves as individuals. I don't think that any of these protests that are going on are going to lead to much. Democrats don't take serious action. They don't care. They're just trying to maintain their slice of the pie. Just as corrupt as Republicans. Maybe the new ones will make a difference. But so far, Democrats aren't really willing to stand up for us because they just want their piece of the pie. It's all business, whether they win or lose. So what's going to come of these protests? Has anyone put forth an agenda? Like, we are protesting and we demand these things. We demand this. We demand that. Or we will be doing this and this and this. On this day, on this day, and this day, and this day. Are we organizing like that and knowing who's arriving when? Because that's what we used to do when I was a student. I'm an old man. I got to go out and make my money, do things right now. I'm trying in this form to help. But when I was a young person and we were protesting the Afghanistan war, the Iraq war, we organized everything. We protested in London in 2008 after 2008 to 2009 after the economic crash. We mobilized hundreds of thousands of people in London because we all communicated. A group was created, an agenda was set forth, the goals, the demands, and then we required people to confirm they were coming or whatever. We'd tell them where to go. Okay, you go to this zone, you go to this zone, you go to this zone. People went all over the different parts of the city, and we all met in the middle, in the financial district. Took over RBS and UBS. It was organized. Punish the banks, or this is what we'll do every day, every week. Simple. Organized. We didn't just go out and make noise. I'm not here swearing and shouting. Nor should you be. You should be organized with a goal. Not just doing something loud and noisy and then going home and feeling good about ourselves, but nothing gets done. Let's try harder. So I love America. I miss America. I'm angry and I make these posts because it's like my attempt socially to garner some discussion and motivation towards what I believe might be better tactics from time to time, or to add some perspective through ramblings. But I love America. I'm just tired of fighting for her. That's why I got up and left. And that's why I don't want to hit the streets anymore. Because I've been that guy for years, and I think that that's a responsibility of the youth and responsibility of people like me to support that through, just being their support, strength, finance, organization, things like that. But the youth needs to get out there and actually have a goal, not just go make noise. Otherwise, you're going to notice that everything that's being done right now is by design in order to dismantle the nation's safeguards, to disrupt the economies that combat the status quo of the current regime. It's a regime at this point. want to cripple California by taking away cheap labor. Because then California will have to bend the knee more to the federal government and be more dependent. The economy will really take a real hit. And so it goes. So that's the end of this rant. It was a long one. I don't care. I'm getting on a plane. I'm coming to the States for 3 months. And I hate how there's only one thing about coming, two things. Money as well. So there's two things that are exciting me about returning. That's it. One's personal and one's business. Otherwise, I'd rather stay here in Dubai in the sweltering heat. Because, honestly, I'm scared to come back. Isn't that sad? I'm like, man, anything could happen there. Nothing's gonna happen here. Okay, maybe a car accident. Otherwise, nothing. Anything could happen there. People have guns. There's unrest.
This is all I got from this video. It looks like this lady, I don't know where she lives, where she's from. I don't care to also know, because it looks like some people do not even understand what is going on in this country. And sincerely speaking, this is exactly what somebody told her, what she heard. You and I know the truth, that since this administration started, that you can actually see how racist they are towards black people. So shut up if you don't know what is going on. You just want to mount your camera and talk about black people. I don't know, she looks black. Her hair is giving someone that look like me. I don't know where she's from, but I don't care. I don't care at this point in time. It is obvious. Wait, now let me tell you people this. I don't understand why people, I don't say white people, why people are acting like Juneteenth has not been for black people. Like, what is wrong with you people? Where is Juneteenth a white holiday? See, Juneteenth is not also for Africans. It's not also for migrants. You can actually join them to celebrate because it's you are already in United States. But this the holiday is actually for black people. It is African American holiday. So why is it a problem? Why is everybody saying so many things? I also saw the tweet from Mr. Orange Man saying that there are so many holidays already in United States, and why would Juneteenth be a holiday? That he is also sure that employers are also tired because of the holiday. They are losing. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Because it's giving, I am jealous that these people just got a day to celebrate the end of slavery and all that. Like, why would they be celebrating it? Man, it is hurting my feelings. Let it hurt your feelings. Your feelings better be damaged. Your ego better be shattered. Because you all are crazy. So she mounted that camera to say that black people, you think that the racist people are black people. You are very moving wild and crazy, because if you know what is going on, if you know your history, you definitely will understand that black people do not hold the power to be racist. They could be prejudiced or anything. Black people are the most racist in America. But you and I know that since Donald Trump became the president, has emboldened them. They became really, like, every angle you look, there is something going on coming from them. Is your president, is Mr. Orange Man not a racist? Of course he is. So what is should I start hiding it? All right? When did it become a national news? When black people say something, it become a problem. Yes, it's for black people. Stop celebrating it. You don't have to celebrate. If you don't want to celebrate, if you don't want to join them to be happy, you are actually being happy for them, but it is not your holiday. If everybody ends up getting holiday, at least you know that these people will know that their ancestors enslaved people. Yes, It's a black holiday. The day they became free. It's not like they became free, but at least the day they made it official that slavery is also, you understand? So what is the problem? What is the feud at this point in time that they say what they said? I don't know why it's a problem. Every country have their own national holiday, just like the Mexican, they have their own something the Maya. I know you know what I am saying. I cannot pronounce it, but you know what I am saying. Africans, Nigeria most especially, we have the day we got our independence. That is 1960. Right? 1st October 1960. Ghanaians also have their own. Every country have their own. It is not something new. Just open a book and stop making everything about black people. Black people do not do anything at this point in time. It is their holiday. If any other person wants to, if you want to join them, that is if they say you can join them, right? Not even me saying you can join them, but it is not your holiday. At least you know that you are celebrating them. What is wrong with everywhere we open up? Someone that looks like me, or someone that I am even darker, that is darker than me, or I am darker than, is out there trying to portray them as bad thing. Or so, I don't know. It's not making sense at this point. Please, I am sorry that I am screaming. But at this point, it is not making sense that every day you open my phone, someone is already out there trying to say something that doesn't make any sense. It's something you can also look up. If you don't know what is happening in the United States, maybe you are that dumb that you don't know. Because everything black people do at this point in time becomes a huge problem because they are speaking out their mind. But what they said is true. If you are African, you live in the United States, it is actually also not you are also celebrating with them. They are the people you are celebrating. But it is not your celebration. But you could join them to celebrate. But it's not for you. I mean, it's easy to understand. Except you are American. Man, at this point, it is given. I am just so obsessed with these people, and I cannot go a day without talking about them.